we'd been there and done that. What, eh?
No. Well, you change your hairstyle that many times, we have to...
So does he.
You get 2 runs.
So do Watto.
We didn't know whether to put Watto or Shane Warne or...
Fair enough. Anthony Monicello's a good
Good player, isn't he?
Yeah. You want to leave it at that, don't you?
We've got the Dracula theme going along there. Me and Chrissy Waller.
All right, let's continue our review of the weekend. Ellerslie, we're still there. Race 7 was the Group 2 Championship Stakes. Exquisite Jewels started the favourite, but it was Werther Butch in the Sangster colours who got home here for trainer Andrew Campbell.
Yeah, look, he's always had an opinion of this horse as Andrew Campbell, and look, staying is his caper. We saw him run second the start before, and just wanted to wobble around a bit in the ground, and Leith said he was sort of looking at the winning post. He's come out there on Exquisite Jewel. Then Viva la de France has made a good run to the line, but he was pretty strong in the finish, and he's not the finished article, this horse, either. He's yet to furnish, and when he does, he's a pretty fair animal. But it was a bit of an up and down sort of a race for Leith. Stolen Dance, who was one of the pre-post favourites, late scratch when the track was downgraded, didn't have a ride. Of course, Opie pulls the pin. Leith picks up a ride on Werther and gets the job done. So a bit of a high and low there for Leith. Not the only one on the Saturday ball.
No, certainly wasn't, Butch. The highs and lows of a jockey's manager. We've got some footage here of Aiden carrying like a pork chop when Mongolian Khan was the winner, but geez, have a look at this on the first call when Karen tells him that Opie's not riding on Saturday.
Is that right? I'm just hearing news through. Opie Bosson not riding today. We're just hearing through. Everyone puts you on the camera. You won't know why. You're working. You're working. Don't know. We have to move on. Obviously, the team will tell you when we go racing.
I think Aiden had spent his money before the day had begun. He'd backed Opie at the Jockey's Challenge.
He might have the 10 fatties on.
For sure.
On the Jockey's Challenge. That was good they refunded that, though. I mean, yeah, you've got to have a fair crack when you've got 10,000 on at $1.60, and that person just didn't have a fair crack. So hats off to the bookies for refunding that bet.
And they didn't have to.
No, they didn't have to. The rules, as I understand them, say if he's had a ride, then it's game on. But they chose to refund in the spirit, good spirit, and not only did they refund the big bet, but all the other little ones as well. So I think that's well done.
Another win for Tavistock too.
Yeah, look, he's just having an amazing.
He's going super.
Yeah, just an amazing role. What they said is book at 15,000. Volkstock and Barrel, of course, gets the Group 1 in Australia. This horse looks like he may well head to Australia. Some talk about either Queensland or Morphettville for the derby there. So, look, he'll be competitive, I would think, if he does.
That's a good place for him. It's a good level, you know, Queensland or Morphettville. He's probably not up to, you know, the Volkstock and Barrel level, obviously, but and he's probably 6 months away. So you get up there to Brisbane with a warmer climate, and he'll furnish into a lovely horse.
And yeah, the Volkstock, the Tavistock book, chock-a-block.
Yeah, closed. All right, race number 5 on the program there at Ellerslie on Saturday was the listed Champagne Stakes for the 2-year-olds, and it was Brighton who got home here for Nigel Tiley, and another one for Leith Innes, and a maiden win, Butch, at stakes level.
Yeah, look, the run was very good on debut. It was an on-pace race at Avondale. This horse came from last on the corner, made up a stack of ground, and Nigel rang a couple of Saturdays ago and said, look, has Leith got a ride in the Champagne Stakes? I said, no. He said, oh, I've got one that will be very competitive. I said, what is it? He said, don't worry. I said, what's it by? He said, don't worry. I said, okay, we'll take the ride. Thanks, Nigel. And it turned out to be Brighton. So, look, that was a really strong win. And, yeah, there's a bit of a future there, I would suggest.
Yeah, plenty of upside, isn't there? No, he's a very astute horseman, Nigel Tiley, isn't he? You know, he said he doesn't normally like throwing 2-year-olds in the deep end in his interview, but he was confident this horse would get the mile, handle the wet track, and he just ticked all the boxes. And like you say, his debut run, he just had flashing light all over him next start, didn't he? And in a race that wasn't overly, you know, full of depth, I think, you know, Lamoros was the only race winner in it, and you know, he come up trumps.
It's amazing when you look back through the record of that race. You look at the field on the day, and you think, gee, is this really a stakes race?
Yeah.
And then you go back and you look at the horses that win it or come out of the placings, and they always go on.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
They so often go on.
Yeah.
And because I suppose it's that mile, and it's the one chance that the 2-year-olds get to run over a mile at Stakes Company. But gee, it's thrown up some good horses over the years.
Certainly has. And a big congratulations to the owners too. It's their first horse that they've ever raced, and their first winner that they've ever had, and it's a stakes race. So yeah, Nigel will have them locked in for a little longer, won't he?
They bought it themselves, I think.
Yeah,
8,500.
yeah,
They like the pedigree.
Buffalo Man.
Bought it themselves.
Yeah.
Restaurateurs in Auckland. So
Are
I'm
they?
picking one of the restaurants would have got a good old hammering on Saturday night, I would suggest.
Plenty of red wine.
They'll have a bit of fun, won't they, in the
Blueberries
spring
in,
with this
maybe
one?
it might have been, I think.
Yeah.
Nice work. Congratulations.
Race number 2 on the program on Saturday was the Open 2200. This was taken out by Carlotta, a training double for Scott Wynn on the day, and the rider, which was Rory Hutchings.
Yeah, she went well. Look, these are the conditions she likes. She's got a good record at Ellerslie, and she stayed the race out strongly. Thought the run of Coach Line's good. It's his first run over ground this preparation, and probably just, testing enough for him, the conditions, and especially first run over ground. But she was strong to the line, and yeah, good on Scott Wynn. Small team and 2 winners on a premier day at Ellerslie. Well done.
Yeah, for sure. He does a good job. I thought the ride was outstanding from Rory. He just bided his time back in the field. They went a nice even tempo. He peeled out, got into the right part of the track, and she was looked the winner a long, long way from home. Like you say, the second horse was a good run, probably peaked on his run, first time over ground in testing conditions, but nothing away from the winner. She was good.
All right, let's have a look at a couple of other races on the card. Race 4. Now, we mentioned Harry a couple of weeks ago when we spoke to Andrew Forsman about the win down in the Central Districts. Well, into 3-year-old 1400 company on Saturday, Butch, and he's come from a fair way off them and got the prize. This was the second win for Rory Hutchings.
Yeah, look, he's picked up this ride. I think this was going to be one of Opie's as well, and you just wondered whether he was going to get there, and then the last little bit you were pretty confident that he had the other horse covered. He's got lots of upside, I think, this horse, Paul. He looks to have a fair bit of scope about him, and he's okay. It's hard to do first time at Ellerslie.
Oh, for sure. First time at Ellerslie, and he got home late. I'll tell you, another... Rory, that was a great ride. He swapped the stick over from the right hand to the left hand about 5 strides from the post and hit it 3 times and get it over the line. Only top-class jockeys can do that.
And that's probably when it went from, is he going to get there, to, yep, he's going to get there.
The element of surprise, the horse get hit on the other side, they find another half a length. Or,
yeah, you're right, that's a classic example of that.
Yep, and that's the difference between the good jocks and the average ones.
Yep,
and he's a good one.
He is. Race 8. It was his birthday yesterday too. Happy birthday, Rory. Race number 8, Bandit 85, 1200 metre sprint, and Fascination Street, the winner here. Lance O'Sullivan, Andrew Scott and Mickey Coleman combining, and although costly at Tauranga the start before, was pretty good on Saturday.
Yes, she was. Gee, I thought they were all wanting to get over the outside fence here. It got very, very tight, and Agent Ziva has all but got into the gutter, if you like, for want of a better word, in the outside fence. But Fascination Street got to the part that she wanted to be. Gee, she's been a revelation with the blinkers, this mare. Win, second win. And I think you mentioned out of the race at Trentham, Paul, that you thought the blinkers would go on. They have, and she's really come solid with them on. It was a good enough field that I reckon the sprinting form out of that will be okay.
Yeah, it was a good field. Good field of wet trackers without being too disrespectful. I think they all appreciate a bit of cut out of the ground. But yeah, I did say that about the blinkers. That's one thing I have got right this season. I will claim that.
You're allowed to get the odd one right.
She was good. She was good. Geez, it was like you say, a race to the outside fence, and it was very, very tight for a bit there. We've seen a horrible accident at Counties last season with things getting very narrow towards the outside rail.
She was going all right too, Agent Ziva, at the time.
My word. I'll throw something at you. Is there a place for water in the outside of tracks to keep jockeys from going out there like that?
I don't think it'd make any difference. Jason, the track manager on Saturday, was adamant if someone had stuck to the inside rail that it was no different.
But every track manager says that.
Well, I know that a couple of horses in the Easter strongly contemplated it after having a bit of a walk on the track and decided not to in the end. I don't.
So how are we going to prevent accidents like
bit of personal responsibility, I suppose, from the jockeys? They got the jockeys in the room.
It's not going to happen. I mean,
well, it did happen after that race.
Even after Counties, after the horrible fall, there was nearly 2 more falls because it's just a beeline to find the best part of the track, or what they believe is the best part of the track.
But I think the way that Cowie got home would probably indicate that you didn't have to be.
I'm not doubting that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the outside was better than the inside or whatever, but it's a mindset. It's a mindset of the jockey. So how do we stop it? How do we prevent it? How do we prevent what could be? I mean, that could have been terrible at the age of
it was very close to being.
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
All right, you're with Weigh In. We're off to the break with some Sydney highlights from Saturday. We're back with more shortly.
The Kiwi influence was once again strong on the last day of the championships at Royal Randwick. Pint-sized filly Pasadena Girl proved a cut above the colts in the Champagne Stakes.
Pasadena Girl's coming with a big run now. Pasadena Girl on the outside goes up to Street Rapper. They've beaten off the Barrister. It's Pasadena Girl drawing alongside Street Rapper, and Pasadena Girl the favourite, too good.
A bargain buy of just $25,000 for Peter Moody. The daughter of Savabeel also provided the stallion with his first 2-year-old Group 1 winner. James Arthur Cassidy proved he's still one of the best in the business at 52 years young, after lifting Dissident to a stirring Group 1 triumph in the all-age stakes.
Dissident put its head in front from Wanjinu, won't sit down. Wanjinu's coming back at Dissident. Dissident with its head in front. Cassidy will get it home. Dissident gets up in the all-age stakes.
The victory was Cassidy's 104th at Group 1 level, while for Dissident, he retired a 5-time Group 1 winner and capped off a remarkable day for Peter Moody, who took 3 horses to the racetrack, which were all victorious.